going to go for a bit of a walk. I am here. I want to go all the way around here. There. I want to go all the way down to the road, come back up there and come back here for lunch. Slightly late lunch today because it's 11 o'clock now. It'll take me at least an hour and a half, I guess. I did this yesterday, but I didn't go all the way to the road and I didn't have the camera GoPro with me, so it starts off going down towards where I'll be returning from, but then here it switches back to go to the Firetail Trail. But all along the way there are just so amazing views. I think it's about 11 degrees, at least that's what the car temperature gauge showed as I was driving here. But I only got a t-shirt on, very light trousers, because yesterday I was sweating when I got back up. Now I don't intend to walk really hard today, so at least on the way up I'll be taking it a bit easier, because I am doing this to try and get fit. But yeah, too much can be too much. Anyway, coming down to the waterfall. It's a very scenic spot, cold too because of spray from the waterfalls. So that there is the waterfall. It's a man-made waterfall. They pump the water up and comes back down again. Anyway, I'm going down to the Firetail Walk. Before we get to the Firetail Walk, there's this lookout spot here. Might as well go and have a look, show you the scenery. It is a little bit hazy today. Oh well, can't be helped. That's the range road coming and going to Brisbane. And not much to see over there with the trees. And this is Picnic Point area. And I still need to go to the right. The walk goes down in that direction, but it's on a slope, so I'll walk this way till I get above it and go down directly. It's easy to go down. Okay, take a detour off the bitumen down the grass, so I can get down to the actual start of the trail. So bikes are not permitted. So here we go, Firetail Walk. 2.1 kilometers one way, that's down to the bottom. But I'll continue from there, so that we are here now, and that's at the bottom here, I guess, somewhere down there. Anyway, oh no, it's down here. And then I'll walk up the road. It's actually uphill, fairway. This is zigzagging up, but I don't know what this is like, so I'll go and have a look. Along the way, or at least here, there are some information tables. Starts off nice and level. Some flowers and bushes. soon it starts going down, and then it's not very steep most of the way. Some parts are a little bit steeper, not overly steep, but you know, slopes down. But I certainly feel it when I come up. This here looks like it's level, but it is sloping down just slightly. I know it does lots of switchbacks, and wherever you walk and you look down, you can't see them. Well, very rarely can you see the other track below. So they don't well. Okay, you can see it going down there, so we go all the way around and then switch back over there and starts going down. This is the trail, and I will end up down there shortly. So there's a switch back over here somewhere. Some people obviously take shortcuts and scramble down through the grass and scrub there, but you know, if you want to come over here for a walk, well, I think that's the idea, is to walk rather than take shortcuts. And look at that view, eh? And back again the opposite direction. And you can see the track down there, zigzagging down. It's okay. I'm still pretty close to the top yet, so I haven't descended very far. And that looks like a shortcut coming down to the track, but that shortcut looks quite steep. I think after walking all the way around and coming up this way, that would be a struggle to go up that one, because that's steep. I'm not sure that that's an official one. Maybe that someone's put there for their bikes. It's a very pleasant day, beautiful sunny day. It's a little bit windy like always in Toowoomba. That's 1 kilometre down, 15 minutes it's taken me. On the streets I walk around 11 minutes a kilometre. Why it takes longer to come down, I have no idea. Maybe the GPS takes shortcuts and says, oh, you haven't actually gone as far as that. Because of the switchbacks. Because to me, I keep up a good pace coming downhill, but not that it matters. 15 minutes a kilometre, that'll do. Another switchback, and slowly working my way down. And down there is the track. I've got to walk around to get there. Generally the track is in good condition. There are some rocks like this here, but that doesn't affect the walking at all. It's just an enjoyable walk in the bush. And this is something that I was dreaming of doing way back in Mount Isa. Actually told some people that this is something that I'd like to take up as a bit of a hobby. And today I checked on the website. I've actually found a website that lists many, probably all of them, most of them anyway, walking tracks around the Toowoomba area, in Toowoomba itself and in the near district. It's going to take me a year to get through all of those, if not longer, which is great. gives me something to do while I keep fit. Although I am getting a push bike too, so well, that'll be for different sort of things. Not supposed to come here with a bike, so I won't be coming down here. But there are mountain bike tracks, but I'm not a mountain biker. Too old for that. Coming off a bike hurts. So I think I'll stick to the roads and maybe the easy bikeways that are around the place. But what I do enjoy is when I get back up to the top to the car, I enjoy taking the coffee and the lunch, sit down at the picnic table and eat and drink there while I cool down. And all this is within, I don't know if I'm even 5 kilometres, so probably about 5 kilometres from home. So no, I didn't walk here, I drove. Yep, there's birds are chirping. And the switchback is coming again. Usually at the switchbacks they're a little bit steeper. And this one going down from the switchback is, the other day it was really covered in leaves falling from the tree, and I thought, oh, this is going to be slippery, but it wasn't. But I thought it had potential. Isn't this just glorious, eh? Look at the size of the tree. Just an old gum tree, eucalyptus, got massive base on it. Yes, someone commented that in Europe the trees drop their leaves, whereas in Australia the trees drop their bark, as in that one there. All the eucalyptus trees drop their barks as they grow new ones underneath. Now there are trees here that drop their leaves too. Yes, the tracks have been built. There's some concrete or sandstone blocks here, and the sides been carved out. Obviously must have been too steep to traverse without cutting the track into it. As you can see, well, I'm not sure it can be seen so easily on the GoPro, but very steep gullies and the range escarpment areas, they're very steep, and yet they've gone ahead and built all these walking tracks around the place. There are tens of these sort of tracks around Toowoomba. You just have to admire the view. And there are these grass trees along the way as well. They are protected species here, but these cactus are a pest. They've been introduced and they're trying to eradicate them, but good luck to them. There's so many. Okay, that's 2 kilometres down. You see the first glimpses of Tabletop Mountain over there. And I can see a group of people walking their way up or down there anyway. I'm not sure if they're coming up or going down. We're almost at the bottom of the Firetail Trail. There's a chair here so people can sit down and take a rest. I haven't even tried the chair yet, but well, it's only my fourth time. Maybe I will sit down and have a drink. And here we are at the bottom of the Firetail Trail. So this here tells you the classifications. This is a grade 3 one, so it's a moderate one. There you go. I will stop here so I can get a bottle out of my backpack. Bye. Continuing on. This one is, you can actually ride your push bikes here, ride your horses here, and of course you can walk here. Can't bring your car here because it's just bollards and everything, and I don't think they're allowed anyway. But this one is not quite at the bottom. There's the road down the bottom, and it's valley still goes, keeps on going down further. So, but it's, I'll consider it the bottom. And after this little bend here, it starts climbing up somewhat, which always gets me puffed. So I better slow down. Oh, look at all those cactuses up there, huge ones too. Well, I've climbed one hill, but there's still another one here. And the road runs parallel, but I think there's gates, so I don't think it's for public use. You can walk up and down. I've seen people walking there. Another hill. Oh well, I'll climb up that one too. That's 3 kilometers. And I've been going slow. It's almost 40 minutes. Anyway, it will only get slower. And I'm still not quite at the base of the other trail that comes down, zigzags down, but very close. I'll film that, and then from there it's 600 meters to the road. Well, then of course another 600 meters back to the start of this trail and up, unless of course there's another track from up there, from the road that goes up. I'll have a look. Maybe I can do that. Oh, so many possibilities too. Okay, I'm now finding the base of the route that I was going to go up. It's a difficult name to say, so, and I can't remember the name. It's Para something. Let's have a look. It doesn't even say. Okay. Anyway, I better slow down. This group of people is going quite slow. Bridle trail to Tabletop Drive. There's an arrow here. I'll have a look, see what this says. Oh, Stevenson Street, Mount Tabletop. And this road here probably goes to the same point as that one there. We'll see. I'll follow the group of people. Can't tell that there's a walking trail up there, but there is. Alright, let's go. Interesting. Whereas the bitumen road down below, down the bottom there, seems to go up and down. This goes around, hugs the coast of the hill, so it tries to stay level, making it easier. Just beautiful forest. Eucalyptus trees. Coming up to a gate, which means I'm coming up to the end of this track, because the road will be there near the gate. Another one of those signs that tells you what grade the walking tracks are and what you can do, what you can't do. And here's the bus to take the people back. I'm going to take the other road back to the bottom of the trail. Actually, there's the track that goes up from here that I saw the other day. This track here. Let's see what it does. There's no official signs on this one, so it's not an official track. It's probably an unofficial bike track. So I'll see someone racing down on their bikes. Oh, steep. Well, there won't be too many people coming up with their bikes, but could be coming down. Got to keep my eyes and ears open, because this is obviously someone's bike track. Jumps and everything. Whew. So, there's the gate. Right, I think the battery went flat on the GoPro, so I had to change it. That was a good chance to catch my breath a little bit. So now I can walk properly up the hill. Take big steps. And soon I'll be puffing again. Okay, that's 4 kilometers. 55 minutes. Whew. And you can see the tabletop mountain through the trees. Tell you what, some people must have fun with their bikes. I gotta be ready to jump off the track. Very scenic area, and up this steep bit. This is good exercise. I won't come here again because I'm a bit scared of these bikes. There are no really fresh tracks, so maybe it doesn't get used all that much on the weekdays. Being Tuesday. Okay, it's a jump. Don't want to go down there. Whew. This is like climbing tabletop. I'm up the top. Oh, that was a walk up the hill. And I'm still not there. Soon. Okay, up there where the truck is the parking spot for the walking track that I've got to, and this here takes you to the to the picnic point, and so I bypassed the second lot of pathway that zigzags up the hill. I didn't zigzag, I just climbed. Shorter but tougher. Now the bike track next to a sign that says please be respectful and do not build illegal trails. I just walked up one of them, and there's some more bike trails here. Looks like they can't enforce them, or maybe they don't even want to, but just put signs up. Anyway, up there is the parkland for the picnic point. Look out to look over the tabletop mountain. I'll be there soon, a couple of 100 meters. Now this is where I was going to come up from, but I didn't because I came up the illegal bikeway. So it's still climbing up, and it'll be climbing up almost all the way to the car, and towards the end it's quite steep and really takes my breath away. There are these viewing platforms that you can sit there and look over at the tabletop mountain and the rest of the valley. But there's also this lookout point where I'm going to. And up here the tracks are sanded. They're built nice. Nice parkland to come and have picnics. Spend your time up here. The great outdoors. Come into the lookout. Car park over there, stairs. There's information about the Aboriginal wars. There you go. And of course, Tabletop Mountain. And I was down there somewhere in the valley. One of these days I'll go up there and video and photograph from there. But that is just absolutely amazing. Can't see a trace of the trails down the bottom there where I walked. They are there. cottages that Toowoomba has. Houses up there, people living up there. Have amazing views. And now I'll go back to the top. Yeah, the walk from here to the car to the picnic point itself is about 800 meters. And there's some climb towards the end of it, which gets too steep at the end of 5 kilometers walking. But just look at this. Isn't this amazing? And I can come here every day if I like. And there's the range road, highway. Another one of these viewing platform type things. That's 5 kilometers, 1 hour and 10 minutes. And still only part of the way up to the picnic point from the lookout. It's uphill all the way. So you might hear me puffing and panting. But gotta stop again. Look at that. Still climbing up to picnic point. And it's a continuous climb. Not very steep here, but it's uphill. So every step you gotta lift yourself up a little bit, not just propel yourself forward. But anyway, it's such a nice walk. More twists and turns and a bit steeper. Aha! The final climb has started. By the time I get to the top, there won't be enough air in the atmosphere according to my lungs. Well, I'm going to be sucking them in. I climbed up here yesterday too. And then of course the last little bit kicks up even steeper. This could be slippery in the rain. Waterfall, 270 meters. That's about how far I've got to go to the car. Let's look at the view through the trees. That's the place, Toowoomba. I think it's the ideal place for me in retirement. And this is where we aimed. There's the top. There's a nice cliff there. Toowoomba Picnic Point cafe up there. Yeah, we aim to come here for decades, I think. So when we retire, we'll come here. And we did. We've been here now for close to 6 months. No, actually, I think we moved here in March. It's past mid-July now. So anyway, and for the first so many months, I didn't do any of this. I just got the house set, done all the fixing and repairs that needed to do immediately. And now finally, in the last few weeks, I've had a chance to come and admire the views again. With Scott down the bottom there. An Australian flag flying up the top. And this is where I headed down to the Firetail Trail. And I'm going up, back up to the car park. So I ended up a little bit shorter than I expected because I came up the shortcut way up the bikeway, but still over 5 kilometres, and around getting close to around 20 minutes by the time I get to the car. Oh, it's windy up here. Picnic Point, beautiful place. Let's walk around the outside. Might come to this table to eat my lunch. And this here is a lookout for the waterfall. So we're at the top of the waterfall, might as well show that too. There it is. Got a tropical feel to it. But the temperature today is probably only about 13 or 14. So it's not so tropical. And my chimney. I think I'm going to take my coat with me. This wind is quite cool and I'm sweaty, so I think I'll need it. This is my reward for the walk. And of course there will be coffee.